Well, the year's biggest meal will be over pretty soon, but leftovers are arguably one of the best parts of Thanksgiving. And when stored properly, they can sustain you from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. That's why it is so important to keep your favorite food safe even after dinner. So the big question is, how long is too long to eat those Thanksgiving leftovers? So for that answer, we are joined right now with Maisha and Maya with Clemson Extension's expanded food and nutrition education program. I need to make sure that my food can last me as long as possible because you work hard for it in the kitchen. Yes. All right. So we have a bunch of options over here. Let's quickly talk about kind of that lifespan when it comes to turkeys and side dishes. What can we say normally we can hold it on for?
Normally with leftovers, you only want to keep them for 3 to 4 days. You don't want to keep them any more than that because once it's cooked, all the ingredients and all the butter and things that you put in there, that thing's going to start to spoil. So 3 to 4 days in the refrigerator at max. But when it comes to the freezer, if you're freezing it and it's properly sealed, it can last 2 to 3 months. But with that, you're going to lose texture, you're going to lose taste, so it's not going to be as good the longer it stays.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a little positive and negative when it comes to stuff like that. They just blew my mind here this morning because there's a lot of options when it comes to containers and bags. Get into this. What is going on?
Okay, so let's backtrack just a little because we want to make sure you guys understand that on Thanksgiving that you don't want to leave your food sitting out all day, okay?
Right.
You want to keep hot foods hot, cold foods cold. You can keep them warm by using warming dishes, chafing dishes, things like that. But you also want to make sure that you don't leave them out for longer than 2 hours, okay? So have somebody in charge of keeping up with that time and don't let the food sit out. But once we get into the storing, this is something fun that we always like to teach here.
Taught me!
There are several different types of bags that you can store in. We'll just start with the bags because there's containers as well. There's a freezer bag and there's a storage bag, okay? Storage bags are typically for the dry foods, the pantry, your snacks. Freezer bags, they're going to look a little different. They have a tighter seal because it's going to keep your food fresh for a lot longer. So make sure you read the box.
Please read the labels, read the box.
Yes, labels are your friend, okay? That's what we teach here at FNF.
So what about for containers?
Now for containers.
For containers, you want a container that's at least 2 inches deep. So you don't want anything too big because a container that's too big, when you put hot food in there and you put it in your refrigerator, it can start to cool down the rest of the food in your refrigerator. So it'll start making the food in your refrigerator to go bad and it can grow bacteria on those foods. So you want something that's at least 2 inches deep when you put in there. When it comes to meats and chickens and things like that, instead of putting it in here whole, how we have it like here, you want to kind of slice it up like that so it can cool down faster and it's not, you know, freezing in the middle and things like that. Because sometimes people's refrigerators are too high and it starts to freeze the food in there. So if you slice it up, it'll last a little bit longer than having it as a whole piece of chicken or a whole turkey.
Wow, that's really, listen, I didn't know any of this, half of this. This is gonna be really good as I'm hosting Thanksgiving for the first time. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by with us this morning. I need to get a hold of these freezer bags ASAP. Well, with all of these tips, you can go ahead and refer to this story on our website. We're gonna put it on later on today at WLTX.com.